Two students rescued after a snowshoeing accident.
A donation will aid a big development project at Flathead Valley Community College.
And penguins enjoy a new bubble machine at the Scotland Zoo.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. Living on the streets, especially during our cold Montana winters, can lead to scary health situations like hypothermia and even death. But the reality is 1,529 Montanans are living on the streets and shelters, that according to the annual homeless assessment report.
And among those, 200 veterans, 100 teenagers. MTN's Kent Lutzen joins us with more on how Missoula is combating this growing problem. Kent.
Jill, Dennis, we say a growing problem because according to this report, homelessness grew 8% from 2016 to 2017. Another staggering fact from the assessment is there are roughly 542 families with children living either in shelters or on the streets right now. Today, Reaching Homes coordinator Theresa Williams, along with collaborating agencies, presented an update on their plan to end homelessness in Missoula. The plan launched in 2012 and is currently in stage 2, building a coordinating system. The group is working to bring all citizens experiencing homelessness and needing help under one social services umbrella. This is to reduce duplications of housing and service provider efforts and helps produce data for long-term goals. Some have joined this coalition with life experiences in mind, either overcoming their own drug addiction or police officers who see the struggles of homelessness every day.
It takes every ounce of energy, compassion, humor, and patience that I can bring to this endeavor every day. It's been tremendously rewarding. It's been sad and heart-wrenching at times.
And I really started to learn that what was helping me the most was being accepted, being told I was valuable, and really being welcomed into the community. They're accepted, and that they have the ability to move on from what is this momentary, brief, hopefully highly traumatic juncture in their life.
Of the total number of homeless individuals in Montana, 64.4% live in shelters and 35.6% live on the streets. Back to you, Jill and Dennis.
All right, Kent, thank you. The Union Gospel Mission has an overnight warming shelter to help our homeless residents during these cold months. New tonight, 2 students from Big Fork High School were injured during a field trip near Marias Pass while snowshoeing today. Flathead County Sheriff Chuck Curry says the students, a boy and a girl, were snowshoeing in Glacier County about a mile from U.S. Highway 2 when a mass of hardened snow broke loose, causing them to fall 8 to 10 feet. The students were taken to Kalispell Regional Medical Center. One student was taken by Alert and the other transported by Two Bear Air. Their current condition is unknown. A little break from the moisture today in western Montana, but that's not likely to continue. Let's now head over to Chief Meteorologist Aaron Yost with our first forecast tonight. Aaron.
Making its way into western Montana, but yeah, we did see a beautiful day. I hope you had a chance to get out and enjoy some of that blue sky. Hard to come by recently. Take a look from downtown Hamilton's iCam, the First Security Bank iCam. Some of that blue sky, sunshine. Things have definitely changed. Clouds increasing this late afternoon, and now this evening we're dealing with a couple of snow showers sneaking into western Montana. These will really fill in here overnight tonight, especially along and north of Interstate 90, and that's where we find winter weather advisories in place for the Flathead and Mission Valleys. This until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for a trace to 2 inches. Got more details and an active forecast coming up.
The Montana State Prison warden is out of work after only 10 months on the job. Montana Department of Corrections confirmed to MTN News today that Warden Michael Fletcher was fired from his job as head of the Montana State Prison in Deer Lodge. The department wouldn't give a specific reason for Fletcher's termination, stating that it's a confidential personnel matter. The firing comes about 2 months before the end of his 12-month probationary period. Fletcher was hired last March to replace Warden Leroy Kierkegaard, who retired back in April.
Montana's unemployment rate moved to 4.1% for the month of December. Our rate now matches the U.S. unemployment rate. Payroll employment, though, rose by 3,900 over the month, the strongest gain since January of 2015. But despite that, we still saw an uptick in our unemployment rate. Here are the jobless rates for some of our western Montana counties, including Missoula, Ravalli, and Granite. That also includes Mineral County, that had the highest unemployment rate, while Lake County had the lowest.
With crime on the rise, Lake County leaders may finally be forced to come up with a way to replace the aging jail and provide more room for inmates.
Sheriff Don Bell believes it's important for the community to back the idea to help solve the problem, telling our Nicole Miller the project could even boost the economy.
Lake County Sheriff Don Bell believes the key to fixing the county's inefficient criminal justice system is by building a new jail and justice system.
I believe that if we had a new justice center where we could incarcerate the people that need to be incarcerated, our crime rate would drop, our property value would climb, people would come here, more businesses would come here.
The facility saw its last update back in 1995. Since then, the county has seen a dramatic rise in violent crimes driven by drug abuse.
Most of our drugs are coming from Mexico and then coming up the West Coast and then brought over here. The drug trade is really it drives the burglaries, it drives the thefts.
A recent assessment of the jail found more than half of the inmates were in custody because of alcohol and drugs.
Makes them a lot more unpredictable. I've seen that they're a lot more violent, a lot more paranoid.
Bell says the next step in moving forward is having a needs assessment done. He says they've already visited other similar-sized jails to see what's possible.
We looked at 3 reasonably close, and Lewiston, Idaho is the furthest, and then Missoula, and then Bozeman's. And we're kind of mirrored Bozeman's jail, how we would like to build ours, because their recidivism rate is under 30%. Which means people that go to their jail, less than 30% of them come back. We're at 70%. So somebody we have in our jail, there's a 70% chance they'll come back to our jail.
Bell says the overall goal is to get offenders back to being productive citizens. Nicole Miller, MTN News, Lake County.
Voters would have to probably decide whether to support a bond to pay for construction for that new jail.
New at 10 tonight, the Missoula County Public School Board is considering a new budget plan, which may include a new operations levy, which could go to voters as soon as May. The levy request would be the first the district has asked for high schools in 6 years, with administrators saying it should be tax neutral because it's replacing a building reserve levy expiring this year.
Even if the voters support a levy request for a general fund operating levy, there's potential that there's a net reduction in their tax bill because of these other changes that are occurring.
District administrators tell MCPS trustees they're still crunching numbers for the coming year, but continue to see impacts from rising enrollments in the elementary schools, now starting to be seen at the high school level as well. Additionally, the district is coping with cuts in state funding, specifically impacting areas like transportation. However, for taxpayers, there's some good news. A trio of building reserve levies approved in 2011 to catch up on deferred maintenance are expiring. Coupled with all the new and remodeled schools coming online, that's changing the budgets. What administrators are considering is whether that creates the headroom to ask voters for an operations levy.
What the operating maintenance burden is going to be looks different, but there are still things that aren't covered by the bond that would be covered by a maintenance burden, and including equipment.
The district will need to make a go or no-go decision on a levy proposal by early April. After only getting a week off for winter break the past couple of years, Missoula County Public School students and teachers will be benefiting from the calendar next year, receiving a full 2 weeks off. After multiple discussions, MCPS staff recommended and trustees approved tonight next year's school calendar, which includes a full 10 days off during the holidays next December. Elementary, middle school, and high school teachers and students will be starting off on December 24th through January 4th. Throw in the weekends, and that means classes won't resume until January 7th. The only drawback is the last day of school in 2019 won't happen until June 13th.
The Flathead Valley Community College will expand the Kalispell campus over the next 2 years, part of a new drive to help serve more students seeking higher ed degrees. The development is part of the One Campaign, a privately funded effort to construct a new library and learning center along with a new college center. The 12,000 square foot library will feature top-of-the-line technology, space for group projects, a student lounge, and a virtual reality lab. The college center will be a 50,000 square foot space with a performance and lecture hall, multi-purpose activity center, and outdoor amphitheater. The entire project will cost $18 million. There's already $5 million in the bank, driven by a $2.5 million donation from the Broussard family.
We expect these buildings will set us up for much success in the next 50 years to continue to do what we do best, which is be a community college and meet the needs of our community as it grows.
Groundbreaking is expected this spring with completion in 2 years. Livability.com has given Missoula a spot on its 2018 list of the top 100 places to live. The website ranks small to mid-level cities in America and factors in details for a wide range of information, such as demographics, schools, neighborhoods, and restaurants. They made note of our hip strip and downtown for shopping, our entertainment options, lakes and parks, breweries, and film festivals. The University of Montana also made the list for Best College Town. Missoula ranked 59 on the website's 2018 list, while Bozeman also made the cut, but down at number 96.
And we're still #1 in Huckleberry appreciation, I believe.
That's
last
right.
I checked. Coming up, Erin is back with the rest of your forecast for the week, which looks a little like some more rain and snow on the way.
And what can only be described as cute video of penguins at the Royal Zoo. What is going on here? We'll take a closer look still ahead here on KPAX.